Got 5 baseball moments. Got 5 baseball moments. Cards. Inductees. Silver jacket.
What's up, everybody? So today I am doing a video response. Figured I would do it behind the camera for the heck of it. I'm doing a video response to Ray from Philly. Congrats, Ray, on 1 year on YouTube. He's doing his first giveaway, and I actually want to do my first giveaway, but I'm going to wait until I get to about 950 subscribers is what I'm trying to get to, and then I'm going to do my first giveaway for my final push to 1,000 subscribers. Again, congrats, Ray. It feels like you've been on YouTube a lot longer than a year. But he had asked a couple of interesting questions, so I figured I'd do a video response. Number one, what is your biggest baseball memory? Number two, what is your most valuable baseball card? Which I think I've done like about 50 of those videos. But I'm always updating it, so I'll give you guys an update on my top 5 best baseball cards. You also asked, what's your best non-baseball card? And it probably, for me, it's this Thomas Kincaid painting in the background of the old Yankee Stadium. You can even see it looks like I'm at the old Yankee Stadium right now. I just love Thomas Kincaid's paintings. I have Aladdin, I have Lion King, and then I have one of his other paintings, like a cottage scene or something like that. So I'm a big Thomas Kincaid fan. And then finally, what are your best cards from this year's Hall of Fame class, which was Raines, Bagwell, and Pudge Rodriguez. So just to start off with my top 5, of course I'm going to do a top 5 because that's what I always do. Top 5 games that I've ever been to. Just as an honorable mention, I think I was at the worst possible game. As a Yankee fan, I was at ALCS Game 7, Boston versus the Yankees. The Yankees, as you all know, had a 3-0 lead, and they blew it. And I had the tickets to Game 7 in the very beginning. So I was hoping, once the Yankees were leading 3-0, I was like, I hope I never have to use these tickets. And sure enough, I had to use the tickets, and I ended up going to the game. And Johnny Damon, I'll never forget it, because as I was sitting down, Johnny Damon hits a grand slam in Game 7. So the game was over before it ever even began. And I remember I sat next to a Mets fan, and he was just drilling into me the whole time. It was brutal. But I'm not, that's an honorable mention, I guess. So number 5, I was at Wrigley Field for Cole Hamels' no-hitter. It was totally random, too, because I had gone to a wedding on Friday night, and then everybody from the wedding Friday night went to a game. It was in the middle of July, just as hot as can be, and everybody was partying all night long, and everybody, you could even tell the groomsmen and the bride, they had wanted nothing to do with going to this game, but we were all there, and I was excited, because I had never been to Wrigley Field before, and sure enough, like slowly throughout the game, Cole Hamels is throwing a no-hitter. He wasn't really even pitching that well. It was just these random plays, and even the final out, it was a bullet by Chris Bryant. Herrera from the Phillies makes this catch where he fell down to the ground in the warning track and made the catch, and so that was number 5. At number 4, I was at Game 6 of Devils Rangers back in 2014 at the Prudential Center. What an unbelievable game. And I'll be the first one to admit that I know nothing about hockey, but that was one of the funnest games I've ever been to. The crowd was going nuts. And I remember as people were leaving, I stood next to the elevator and was high-fiving every single person as they were leaving. Even Rangers fans were like, they wanted nothing to do with me, but I'm like, come on, high five on the way out. So that was a lot of fun. Number 3 is Mariano Rivera's final game at Yankee Stadium, and I was there. It was such an awesome tribute to Mariano Rivera, and as you can see here, I have his and maybe this is my most valuable non-baseball card item. You can see here, Mariano Rivera. And what an amazing tribute to him. And, Jeter and Pettit came out and took him out of the game. So it was just such a really great tribute to Mariano Rivera. So number 2 was Jeter's final game at Yankee Stadium, and what a crazy way to end his career. Obviously, of course, it has to be a base hit to right field to win the game. And if you haven't seen it already, there's a video that I've added to the Aaron Judge video that I did a couple weeks ago of that I took when I was there. And I had such amazing seats for that game. I ended up giving like Jimmy Fallon a high five on his way out. And one of the things that I thought was funny, because like that single was just so crazy that people had to like wrap their head around it, so they started calling it a conspiracy, which I thought was it's great that people come up with these conspiracies, because just the concept of a conspiracy, just think about what they'd have to do. First of all, they'd have to find a way for the Orioles to get ahead. The Yankees to get ahead by 2 runs, and then for the Orioles to find a way to tie the game off of home runs against Robertson, which is hard to do as it is. And then they'd have to strategically set it up so that Jeter was batting in a way that he'd be able to drive in the run to win the game. So you have to first you'd have to put two runners on, which they did, which the Orioles strategically did. And then they would have to, of course, Jeter would have to hit the ball well enough so that the guy could score. And not to mention, the Orioles would have to not care that, the Orioles were fighting for home field advantage at that point in the playoffs. So you'd have to make sure the Orioles didn't care about winning, home field advantage. And then of course, they'll play at home plate. I don't know what part of the conspiracy, I don't know what people believe happened there. Now, the one thing I'll throw out there, the one thing is that maybe Meek, the pitcher, threw a meatball down the middle. I suppose that's possible, but I can't imagine a guy that's struggling to stay in the majors would be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll throw a ball right down the middle for Derek Jeter. I don't care about my livelihood. Anyway, that's just my take. Finally, at number 1, the best game that I've ever been to was The Perfect Game by David Wells. Here's the newspaper from 1998. Such an unbelievable game. I was there with my dad, and I remember in the first inning, I looked over at my dad and I go, he looks like he's going to throw a no-hitter tonight. And little did I know that he was completely hungover. But his stuff looked good, so that was all I could tell. And not only did he go on to throw a no-hitter, but he ended up throwing a perfect game. And it was really cool because we had 2 unused tickets, and we had David Wells sign those a couple years later. So you can see here, it's a couple of unused signed tickets, and had David Wells sign the tickets for me. And it was funny because he goes, what are you, Paul O'Neill's cousin? Because Paul O'Neill was a booth over. And I guess insinuating that I look like Paul O'Neill. Just an amazing experience. And that has to be number 1 for me, just because it's something that I remember. I was still a kid when that happened, and now I've always have been a big David Wells fan. So those are my top 5 baseball moments that I've been at, and now moving on to my top 5 baseball cards. So my top 5 baseball cards, and you guys have seen these cards before, but this will be the first time you'll see my King Kelly in a PSA holder. So I recently submitted this to get graded, and if you remember, it was listed as SGC Authentic, and it had a crack on the back. So I figure, the 2% chance that they actually give it a grade. And then also on top of that, because of the crack in the back of the case, I decided to get it re-slabbed at least. And sure enough, it came back as Authentic Altered. And this card, it's really hard to tell where to put this in terms of my best cards. Right now I have it as my number 5 card. It's impossible to tell the value, mainly because it's authentic, and there are other authentic cards like this, but they don't look as nice as this. And then on top of that, I actually went on PSA before I did this video, and the population on this card is 59. So there's 59 cards. I'm not talking about just authentic cards. I'm talking about like all graded PSA Goodwin Champion King Kelly cards. There's 59 of them. So you rarely see the card ever up on eBay. So who knows? It could be my #1 card, and it could be, you know, top 20. It's really hard to tell, but for me, it's a top 5 card. And you can see here, here's the back, and like I said before, it was there was a big crack in the back of the case. So it's really nice to now have this in a brand new PSA holder. At number 4, and this is a card that ever since I bought it, for whatever reason, I've just been tracking it on eBay, and the sales of this card just I've been going crazy. You know, I don't know what it is, and just really happy to get, and you know, like I said in a previous video, this is a really nice PSA 4. It's about as nice of a PSA 4 as you're going to find. At number 3, I have my Hank Aaron rookie. Again, another card that looks a lot better than a 4, but it is what it is. At number 2, and this is a card that I recently picked up and featured. I kind of hit it in a 1956 Topps video, and here it is again. My Mickey Mantle, 1956 Topps, graded a PSA 7. And still at number 1 is my 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth. Again, a card that I bought mainly because it looked fantastic for a PSA 3. And I could definitely say that these two cards are pretty close in value, but I'm going to go with the Ruth as my #1 baseball card. All right, and finally, to go through the Hall of Fame class of 2017, starting off at number 5, I got this Jeff Bagwell Flair card. And I remember as a kid, I loved these Flair cards. This looks like it's from, let's see, 93 Flair. And love these cards, but for whatever reason, they're really not worth anything. But I always loved these cards growing up. At number 4, you can see this is actually the best card that I could find of Tim Raines. I guess I do not own the Tim Raines rookie. One of the things that I thought was interesting is that his rookie year was in 1979, whereas Jeff Bagwell and Ivan Rodriguez, their rookie year wasn't until 1991. So a big difference between, even though they're all part of the same Hall of Fame class, obviously very different time periods in terms of when they played. So that's number 4. At number 3 is one of my favorite sets, Pudge Rodriguez, the 92 Bowman. Very cool card. At number 2 is this Jeff Bagwell. Another card that I remember I bought a ton of these Leaf cards. And I guess somewhere along the line I also got the gold version of the, so this is like the base version, and then this is the gold Leaf version of the Jeff Bagwell. And then finally, Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge Rodriguez. That's my number 1 of the cards from the Hall of Fame, the 2017 Hall of Fame class. And then, of course, just to mention, just as an honorable mention, the Joe DiMaggio auto in terms of my non-baseball card memorabilia. Just an awesome card, just an awesome autograph. And there's the back. That's, you can see here, DiMaggio like totally smudged. So once again, thank you everybody for watching the video. Ray, congrats on 1 year. Hopefully I can still be part of the contest. But at the end of the day, all I really want is a Ray from Philly autograph. That's really all I want. So talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Peace.